Spring break, we got about every ounce of energy we could out of him here the last 2 hours. Really good day in the pads. A lot of enthusiasm, intense. Had a couple fights. Got to teach him how we fight. There's always going to be a fight in practice, and they talk a little bit, but usually it's like a one-on-one. We can't have guys jumping in, so it was intense. And then they love each other up afterwards, so it's awesome. You just love the way they compete. When you compete, you're going to have some of that. So that's good. Questions?
What's the technique on teaching fights?
Technique.
What do you teach?
The teaching is there's going to be a fight in practice, and we had ECC officials today, so we got the flags and everything, which is good. You got to teach them how to do that. But if it's one-on-one, nobody jumps in. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes out of control. Two guys, if they do get in a little fight, it lasts about 10 seconds. Everybody's exhausted. Okay, let them get exhausted real quick. Don't let anybody else get exhausted. So we just put them on the line. Well, then the teaching after that, Jerry, is they ran about 8 gassers out there, so they didn't like that too much. So we added a little time to it, so we're a little late today, but probably the last time it'll happen because immediately you take care of it and you shouldn't have any problems.
Can you add some names to that little story?
No names.
Who are the scrappiest guys
No
out
names.
there?
They're all scrappy. Believe, trust me.
And as a former player, can you relate to that though, Cal? Like, you can remember feeling that way or getting into it in practice?
Yeah, I remember. I'm kind of getting older. I don't remember those, but there's always those little scraps you call them, but it's just how you deal with them. So it's going to happen. You're out there. They're all competing. Everybody wants to show what they've got and make plays, and you got to have it in practice because it's going to happen in the game. Someone talks, someone taunts you. What are you going to do? In a game, you have to let it go. Let's take 15 and go. In practice, you're like, coach, it's not a game. Well, it is a game. So we're going to try to teach, those game lessons.
So from an energy standpoint, you don't want to see that, but you like the fact that it's that spirit, it's that competitive.
Oh yeah, you like it. We had kind of a bet in the coach's locker room about how many we were going to have today. We only had really one, so it was good. So I think the high, the under over was like 3. So
You always have one in the first day of pads?
Always.
With the way you ask your corners to play, how physical, do you encourage those guys to try and get, not necessarily in a practice, but in general, games or practice, you encourage those guys to try and get under a receiver's skin a little bit, just with how physical they play?
Yeah, there's always that part of the game. You know whose head you can get into and whose head you can't. So you don't waste your time on someone that doesn't matter. But you're definitely, that definitely happens in games. Period. You got to learn how to control yourself.
After 1 week, 3 practices, what have you seen out of the quarterbacks? What has Frank told you his observations of the quarterbacks?
I won't get into it. It's really too early. One day in pads, we got to watch this one. Playing in the shorts and all that is one thing, but I'm really, Nick and Keaton have both looked well. I've liked what I've seen out of both of them, and again, it's going to be a battle. I feel like we got 2 quarterbacks that we win with right now. Maybe you got 3. We'll see. We watched the tape today, and it's a work in progress. It's a totally new offense, for the coaches and the players. The coaches, for Taekwondo and for Frank are both learning some of the stuff we did before, and then they're learning the new stuff. So it's kind of a conglomeration. So it's everybody learning a little bit.
Other than Savassier, who's standing out at linebacker?
Oh boy, that's a tough question. Savassier obviously looked good. I'll say Solomon DeShields has done a nice job at the star position. Again, we'll find out today in the pads. Today will be a big indicator. He's looked good. Bengali's really looked good. Shane Simon's done a nice job. Brandon George has done a nice job. So again, we'll find out the pads. This is when, I guess, next time we get together is when we can give you an evaluation of what the film looks like.
Been going the Shields in the star position, to both star?
I don't know. I can't tell you. That's kidding.
Are there
get a fight?
Are there guys who have started to feel at least filled out a little bit better? You're like, man, okay, this guy has done better with the weight room and to prepare for spring ball.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys have. One of the guys that has put on. I think he's 176. He tells me every time I see him is Marquez Williams. He's been in the 60s for 4 years, it seems like, and he's in the 76 in the powder. So there's all kinds of guys. Look at that guy right there. That guy's gotten bigger right there. They've all gotten bigger and stronger, I think. So it's not just one guy; it's a lot of guys.
Pat, when you evaluate guys that are star linebackers, that's a spot you ask them to do quite a bit. It's almost kind of like being a beefy safety.
What do you, when you evaluate guys, what are the kind of things that you look for as far as progress, how valuable they can be at that spot?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking. It's a hybrid position, as you say. It's safety / backer, but there's a lot of moving parts out of that position. So we're looking for the complete guy out there. And I think we got some guys to work with. I mean, everybody thinks that we've got no linebackers. We're going to be fine. That's why they call us coaches.
Shavasi has played all three linebacker spots. Have you been using that flexibility this spring, or mostly just keeping him in the middle?
We've kept him in the middle right now, but we're going to find out who everybody else is before we start saying who are our best three, and let's jump into that. So it's way too early to do that right now. Just want to see a guys jump into position.
Pat, I know you're always focused on the next thing in spring ball right now, but from the time that you get to look at Kenny maybe throwing the ball at the combine,
I watched it all. I thought he looked really good, and I thought he ran good. But I didn't see him. I was looking for him to put the weights up there. So I know the guy from Cincinnati ran faster, but he's only 211 pounds, and I didn't go back to look. Was he 225? What was the official weight? Anybody see that?
I think it's like 217.
217. But I thought he ran really well. I thought he threw the well. I thought he threw the ball well. I thought he looked awesome. We're going to see Pro Day on the 21st, so we'll see it live in person. I thought he did well. Last thing. Today was Coach Junko's last practice. 54 years. Coach Junko's retiring. Him and Junior are going to ride off into the sunset. And he said he's got to go to work. He said he hadn't worked for 54 years. He's now going to have an opportunity to go home, and Junior's going to have that honeydew list for him. But he's impacted every one of our players on this team. Everybody that's here, Coach Junko's touched, and he's awesome. We wish him luck, and we're gonna miss him. But I'm sure he'll still be around. He told me he gets his workout every day. He's always got a place here at Pitt.
Well, what do you appreciate about his dedication?
Oh man, just everything really. I mean, his energy every day. He just is everything about this program. He is Pitt. Can't thank him enough for everything he's done. But he's got energy every day for being, what is that, maybe 55? 55. He looks like he's 62, I know. But the energy, Coach Chunk's got every day, and just the way he treats the kids. The kids love him. They walk by his office every day. What's up, Coach Chunk? He loves that. He's just a big part of this program, and still will be.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.